Welcome back everybody. Here I'm just opening the Notepad++ again, and actually I just want to do is I'm just activating this login area now. Okay, so how to do that? Simply I'm just going to the folder of we was in the admin folder, and we just created all the features of admin. So I'm just going to the includes folder, but this include is not inside the admin. Okay, actually this is the include folder which actually directly in the CMS system and actually has the front end files. Okay, this is the front end look of the website. This is the sidebar I'm just opening, not that sidebar. Okay, this is the logins sidebar, sorry, admins sidebar, and this is the front end sidebar. So I'm just opening this here, and this is the form area. Where is the form area? This is the form area. Okay, now I'm just activating this form area. So if you just want to activate the form, you have to add a lot of things here. First of all, the action attribute, and I'm just going to create the new file, and the file must be inside the accounts folder. Okay, and I'm just typing login.php. okay, now save that. Okay, so then just press enter and type method and just mention post. Okay, however, I'm not sending any kind of image here, but obviously the method should be post because the data is confidential, the username or the password, by the way. So this is clear, and then I have to add something inside the input, and there I'm just adding the name. Okay, what name? I'm just adding here the username. Okay, username, or actually email address. The username must be the email address, as you can see here, and here I am just naming it the second input, the name, password. Okay, this is clear. I just did this. Now I'm going back to the includes area and just clicking on CMS system, and here I'm just creating a new folder named accounts. Okay, accounts, let's just say change the name of it, accounts, and press enter and go inside this. So what to do more, just on the new one and just save this file inside this accounts folder. Open the accounts folder and just save this file and rename it login.php. okay, now let's just remove that. So here, first of all, if you just want to create the login of any user, then you know that we have to create a session. If you just remember that we learned all about the sessions in the previous classes or previous section, we just learned about sessions, sessions and the cookies. So by the way, first of all, let's open the PHP tags, and here inside these PHP tags, what I'm just gonna do is actually just calling the session start function, and now I just started the session. Okay, and then I'm just typing if, and here what I'm just typing if is set is a function, and here I'm just getting $post, and then the okay, one more thing I just forgot there. I'm just going to the sidebar back, and this is the main key, and the help of the submit button we can submit any data. So we have to rename it, and the name is I'm submitting submit login. Okay, the login is clearing that this submit is actually the login submit. I'm just going back here and just typing submit login. Okay, if the login has been submitted here, then this block will run, otherwise this else. Okay, so I'm just going to the first block, and here I'm just mentioning something like if, and here what I'm just typing $post. Okay, now equals to, come first here, the user name. Okay, if the username is not empty, so I'm not adding the equal to sign, and here I'm just typing empty, and I'm just creating two blocks, and here I'm just cutting this inside, putting it inside the parentheses, and here I'm just typing the not sign. Okay, if the username is not empty, and now I'm just adding end sign. Okay, empty and as well, I'm just copying this command or create a new one, another exclamatory sign, and just adding two, or just typing empty and adding two parentheses more, and here inside this I'm just typing post, and then I'm just typing the password. Okay, I'm just typing that if the username is empty or the password is empty, not empty actually, then this block will run. Now you can understand that The both is really important, and I just added and sign. Then you can understand that how the logical operators can help us. So by the way, I just mentioned that I just mentioned the block that if the both are not empty, then this block will run, but if not, then else. Okay, so this is what I just want to run. Yep, this is perfect. And then inside this else, what I'm just going to do is actually sending a get variable back to there. Okay, and for this purpose I'm using the header function. Okay, so here inside this header I'm adding the location. Okay, you know that by the help of header we can do a lot of things, but here I'm just sending the location. We can just redirect our page to anywhere, and here I'm just sending the location of the two dots means two periods, and actually I'm just sending to the back directory. You know that we don't need to send the file. We are in the login page. Okay, and the other page is not in the accounts, the other page is in the CMS folder, so just add the back directory, then the CMS and slash. Okay, now the slash and then the index.php. Okay, but with a variable named login is equals to error, okay, or mismatch. Okay, we can type anything. I'm just typing wrong. Okay, this is more preferred. Okay, so let's just save this and just get back to the index.php. But before that, I'm just mentioning here that if the username and the password is not empty, what to do? Just get username equals to here. Okay, I'm just duplicating that, and here I'm just typing get password, or before that I'm just doing another thing. Actually I have to pass the username and the password in a function which called mysqli real escape string. If you just remember that, we just learned about this as well, and by using the real mysqli real escape strings we can just heal the SQL injection, and this is a way of security. Okay, this is very important to stop any kind of hacking on our website. And the interesting thing is the mysqli real escape string is actually the database specified function. So what I'm just doing here, I'm just typing the include, press any space, and then add the include slash db.php. The include folder is not in the accounts, it is in the CMS, so let's just add the back directory sign. Okay, now in this way I just did this, and this session should be in the first line, so I just removed the extra white space by the way. And here what I'm just gonna do is first of all just add the CONN, and for just the CONN I just added the db.php because I just want the access of the database here as well. And then I'm just typing the post user, oh not in this way actually, now user name. Okay, this is what I just did. I actually passed the username with the function of real escape string. Now the username and the get username is same, but if the user try to send some kind of SQL injection, then it has been healed. So now this is the another thing, the get password and equals to mysqli real escape string again. Okay, and now what I'm just gonna do is actually connection and dollar post, not in this way actually, it should be capital. Okay, to top, and now the password. Okay, let us save this and then go further to learn some more. And after that, when we just cleared our password from the mysqli real string, what I have to do, I have to run the query, the SQL query. Okay, and what I'm just going to select there, select all from, if you just remember, we just created a new table named users. If I just go here, this is a new table named users, so I'm just calling this users table here. Select all from users. Okay, because all the users are here definitely. So here I'm just going back and I'm just telling select all from users where email. Okay, or user email. I think user email, the user email is actually the field which is in the users table. You can see the user email and the user password. We have to check both. So I'm just going back where user email is equals to the get user name. Okay, and please don't put the and okay, please don't put the or, because I just want to make sure that both are here. Dollar get password. Oh no, not in this way. Now the user password is equal to get password. So actually I just checked the both things, the get username and get password, from the table named users. Here is the users table. I'm just simply checking that user email is equal to get password. Okay, it will just get only one raw. I'm just gonna create a new if here. Okay, so in this way, what to do now, I'm just creating a variable. Okay, actually I'm just running this query inside this if. I'm just typing result, okay, equals to mysqli query. Okay, I'm running the query inside the if, and here I'm just typing $CONN and then the $SQL. Okay, so this is the SQL which I just created as a query, and then this is the box, the block which will run if the query works. Then this is the else block. Okay, so I'm just opening this block, and first I'm just putting the data inside the else query. What I'm just putting inside, actually I'm just creating another header, and then just add 2 parentheses, and here let's just type the same thing. I'm sending redirecting to another page. Now here what I'm just typing, I'm not mentioning the CMS. Okay, I just did this here as well, but I just removed the CMS because this is not really necessary. Just directly type index and then .php. Okay, then create another login and equal to, and obviously what I'm just checking here in this if, actually I'm just creating the query, and actually I'm just executing the query. Okay, I just created the query here. So if the query won't work, then I'm just sending that no query. Okay, or query error. Okay, so this is what I just did. But now, for example, if the query works, then what should happen? Then here I'm just creating another if. This is a little bit tricky, but please be patient and try to concentrate on what I'm just doing. And here I'm just calling the another function mysqli num raws. Okay, you know that this function can do, actually this function can calculate the total raws or the total result raws. Okay, so this is the query, and we just created the query inside the variable or inside the if. Then if the query works, then here I'm just calling the result. Okay, result. And here what I'm just doing, that the mysqli num raws actually can count and give you the sum of the total results. So that I'm just telling that we select all from the users where user email is equals to this and user password is equal to this. So we only can get one result, that because the emails are unique and should be unique. So that is why if I just add the equal sign, if equal to 1, okay, more than 1, then shouldn't work. More lower than 1, then obviously should not work. Okay, so here what I'm just doing is definitely creating another header. Okay, and but one thing more I'm just doing again, because this is really important, I'm just adding the else block as well. So I just did it, and now here in the header area I'm just adding another location. And now in which location I'm just sending, that I'm just going to send to the admin and slash and admins index.php. Okay, now I definitely just guided that where to send my result. So this is what I just did. But here I just want to correct this. Okay, this shouldn't be wrong. Okay, this should be the mismatch. I'll just clear you this about that, but I'm just here because I just want to clear you that the if then else is more important than the other things. So by the way, here for example, if the query works, that is why we are inside this if, but we got no result. Okay, it means something's wrong. So I'm just copying this header and just pasting this. Okay, so the mean is that if the query works but the calculation is out of 1, more than 1 or lower than 1, then something's wrong actually. Okay, that means you're not calculating perfectly, or this is more preferred. Why? Because here I'm just clearing that more than 0 should be more than 0, and if more than 1, then we have to do something on the database, that how to manage this and how we can get the unique rows. By the way, this is another thing. So here what to do in the else area of this main if block, that if the password or the username was empty, then instead of wrong, obviously we have to type empty. Okay, empty. So let's just save that, and I'm just going to the browser back to checking the results. So simply delete that and refresh that. Okay, I'm just typing here ASD, and here I'm just typing ASD and just clicking on submit button. I got the login wrong. That means there is something wrong. It means the password or ID are different. Now if I just didn't put anything, I just clicked on the submit, then you can see that login empty. If I just put something on username, I didn't put anything in the password and just click on submit, then it's still login empty. Okay, I'm just deleting to confirm you that we are the same path. If I just something on password but didn't submit anything in the username and just clicked on submit, then you can see that we got the login empty. But if I just type here what inside the database, I'm just going to the database to check that the gdskhamid@gmail.com and the password is ASD. So I'm just going here and just typing gdskh, wait for a while, ahmd@gmail.com, and then the password ASD. Now if I just click on submit, now we are on the admin.php. That is perfect. I hope you understood. So now we just created different type of queries, then we have to receive them. So obviously I'm just gonna receive them, but in the next class. So stay tuned and goodbye.